Readers and viewers of Embassy Direct, once again, welcome to our series of webinars on 9 months around the globe. Today, we are featuring our neighboring country, Mozambique. I will introduce quickly to Ms. Kim Taylor, who will be in charge of this webinar today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. So welcome everyone to today's webinar. We're excited to explore the exotic wonders of Mozambique. We've got a great panel of experts who are ready to highlight the country's stunning beaches, pristine coral reefs, colorful colonial architecture, and vibrant culture, such as visas, air access, transportation, accommodations, cuisine, and the best time of the year to visit. What we're hoping is that you'll walk away from this webinar enlightened about Mozambique's enormous potential as an exciting, off-the-beaten path destination. And I'm delighted that you've joined us today and look forward to introducing our panel of experts. It is open for any questions you may have during the webinar. We will be answering any questions at the end. And there's also a recording of this webinar that will be shared with you after, so you can watch that on demand in your free time. Without any further ado, I'm going to introduce our esteemed panelists. Our first panelist is Her Excellency Maria Manuela dos Santos Lucas, who is the High Commissioner of Mozambique. With over 35 years of diplomatic experience, she has served as ambassador to Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Italy. She began her career as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1981 and has since held positions in Mozambican embassies in Ethiopia, South Africa, and Brazil. Fluent in 5 languages, her expertise spans international relations, diplomacy, and public administration. We're very honored to have her insights on this webinar today. I'm also pleased to introduce our next panelist, Bento Nyansango, Head of Autonomous Tourism Destination Promotion Department within the Department of Culture and Tourism. With his leadership role overseeing tourism promotion, Mr. Nyansango brings invaluable expertise in developing and showcasing travel destinations. We look forward to gaining his insights on strategic tourism promotion initiatives. On the webinar today, we also have our esteemed panelist, Mohammed Abdullah Hassam. He's a longtime leader in the travel industry, currently serving as CEO of Cotur Travel Management Company and chairman of CTA and CPLP CE. His extensive experience includes being president of CTA and CPLP, as well as the Honorary Consul of Tunisia. We're honored to have his valuable perspectives on today's panel. So thanks everyone for joining us. I'm going to get stuck right into some exciting questions we have lined up, which is really going to help us have a sort of helicopter overview of Mozambique. We're going to be touching on a lot of sort of tourism destinations, what there is to offer for the travel trade industry, why you should be sending travelers or customers to Mozambique, but we're also going to touch on practical information in terms of air access and visas, important information in terms of how we access Mozambique from a travel trade perspective. So I'm going to start with the High Commissioner, if you don't mind, High Commissioner, just to check that you are there. I know we've had some technical issues this morning.
Yeah.
There you are, wonderful. Welcome again. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you have a very busy portfolio. Thank you so much for jumping on the call today. So probably what I want to kick off and ask you is, what makes Mozambique an attractive tourism destination for South African travelers, and how has the relationship between our countries helped boost tourism?
Morning. Just wanted to say thank you, Ambassador Red, for this opportunity. It's a real privilege for Mozambique. It's a real privilege for Mozambique. So I just wanted to thank you for this privilege for Mozambique to be here. We're having a great panelists. We're having Abdullah, Bento Nyansango, and Bernardo Mapose. So I'm sure definitely will come with the important information for this webinar. But what I can say, just kick off, is that Mozambique and South Africa, we are bound to live together. We have a long border. We have a historical relationship. So we have a lot of tourists that go to Mozambique, but for tourism, and especially in the southern part of Mozambique, where we're talking about Maputo, we're talking about Gaza, and we're talking about Inhambane. Because definitely they go there for diving. We have beautiful beaches, but beautiful water, no? Even during the cold time, definitely our water, you can find water like 24, 25 degrees. So they go for diving. Most of them, they go for diving, but also they go for the sun. They go for because we have a lot of sun in Mozambique, they go for the beaches, okay? Eden southern part, the whole southern part, we're talking about Maputo, Gaza, and Inhambane, but also they go for the national reserves. We have one in Maputo, just 1 hour from the city center, called the Special Reserve. It was a special reserve for elephants, but now you can see also not only the elephants, but you can see zebras, you can see giraffes. You don't even want to reserve because only in the street you can see them, you know. But also you have definitely, so that's why I'm saying that we have all this combination of the land, sun, sea, but also the food, wonderful food. A combination, you know, that we have a combination of African food, Portuguese cuisine, Indian cuisine, a little bit even of Chinese. So we have a really beautiful food. So I just wanted to kick off and start from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, High Commissioner. And we'll definitely come back to you. Some more insights we want to draw from your experience and your love of Mozambique. But I'm going to move on to Bento. Bento, I wanted to know from you, Mozambique has a very rich cultural heritage. What initiatives are underway to showcase and preserve Mozambique culture and share it with visitors?
Good afternoon. And first of all, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity. And say just to greet all the panelists, especially our ambassador. And so to have in the panel, ambassador, so with a large experience like she has, so sometimes it's just reduce the space to make some kind of introduction for such issue like we are talking about tourism. Firstly, I would like to underline everything that she mentioned here, and just for a kickoff when we talk about tourism in Mozambique. So focus on the cultural heritage. You say last month, last August, took place National Cultural Festival in Mozambique. This event consists on the large activity which starts from the district, goes to the province, and by the end of this process is going to take place at the national level. And this year took place in Maputo. Those festival event consists in order to promote many activities. We are talking about dancing, singing, aircraft, all activities which have to be with the heart. It involves all the community from the base who work on this. And from other ends, on the main destinations, where we can talk, because when we're talking, making this speech direct for South African market, we have to be focused on the south of Mozambique. I mean that we talk about Maputo, Gaza, and Inhambane province. So on those three provinces, we can mention main destination like Ponta Douro, even Maputo City. We go to Gaza province, we talk about Bilene, Shai, and when we go to Inhambane, we can mention Vilankulo, and we can mention also Tofu. on those places, besides the tourism, which have to be with the leisure, diving, and the fishing, also go all the activity on the beach, on the sides, all those places we have the permanent market for arts. Well, the tourists can go there to get some stuffs which have to be with that. Besides this, regularly on the main seats, we used to take place cultural fairs. On the cultural fairs, it joins all the artists. We can go there to show all the products. So in order that for tourists and locals can go and have access to this service. And moving on, just in order to talk about those experiences that we have been investing as a government, we can talk about the visit for traditional space with the tour guides, where they are trained in order to guide the tourists to go to those places. Also, for some important cultural buildings, so we have the tour guides to take not only tourists, but also with some program with some schools, so we can guide the young children just go to those places in order to feel and know the importance of our culture and our history. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a great overview. And we're going to carry on with the theme of Mozambique as a destination. I'm probably going to turn to you, Mohammed, with your extensive experience in the sort of travel industry. What are the most popular destinations and experiences in Mozambique that travel agents should be aware of? Obviously, in a travel trade world, we've got to sell the destination to travelers or customers. But what do you think are some of the key or popular destinations that you've seen come up? And if there's anything that's new in terms of a trend that we should be jumping on, what is that? If you could just unpack that.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I think with the permission of Her Excellency, my ambassador, I would like to say that Mozambique, as you are aware, it is a developing economy, specifically on tourism. I can tell you that we, as a country, as our geographic localization, we have everything to flourish on the tourism. We have the top tourist destinations, activities, speaking about the beaches, the long coast that we have, and I think most of all, and something that we are in CTA working on it very strongly, it is to I would say to capture the people that are coming to Mozambique due to work. We know that Mozambique is now booming on oil and gas sector, agriculture, and minerals. So we are working in some way that the people that is coming to Mozambique to work, they must know about the tourism of Mozambique. They must know what they can do. And especially for the travel agents, I would say that whenever selling to Mozambique, there is a lot of tourism activities that they can do. Any part of the country for where they do. We know that our country mostly, our old cities are on the coast. Majority of the cities we have beaches on the city or very near to the city. Our gastronomy and our as Her Excellency was explaining, especially our prawns. So for the travel agents, I would say that whenever sell in Mozambique, even if it is not for tourism purposes, tourism have to be sold to Mozambique, because tourism is available in every part of Mozambique.
Fantastic. I'm going to stay with you because I've got an important question. So
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, how has the travel landscape changed in recent years, and what trends have you seen emerge, or which trend should travel agents be mindful of? So if you think to even just, I would go pre-COVID, have you seen that travel landscape shift significantly? Are there any insights you have into that for us?
Yes, I would say what have changed. We have some developments, like in Maputo. We now, for the recent years, we have the bridge that is there to go easily to Ponta Douro and to the Maputo Natural Park. We have near Maputo on the islands or on the bay. We have solutions for tourism also. I can say that if you are in Maputo for business on the weekend, you can go easily to Inhaca Island, to the natural park, to Ponta Douro on a day trip. Regarding what have changed after COVID, I will say, there is a lot of developments. Our government has elected the tourism as one of the pillars of the economic growth of the country and development. So many reforms was done on that also. I would say that now more than 30 countries are exempted of visa to come to Mozambique, and this is very important for tourism. Also, we have online visas. We have the facility of border visas for most of the countries. So I think all of these measures that our government and our private sectors working very closely with the government have achieved in order to increase the number of people coming to Mozambique, the number of tourists, and I think this is the right view. When the people come and when the people have the experience, and this focus that we are now in the private sector giving to the opportunity that the people that are coming to work, engineers, technicals, whoever comes to Mozambique, they have to experience the tourism, and this is our main struggle now.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I do see that Bernardo Mpotsi has also joined us. I know we were having a bit of a struggle getting some of our esteemed panelists onto the webinar. So I'm just going to do a quick intro for Bernardo as well. Bernardo has over 30 years of hospitality experience and has held various managerial positions in hotel operations and human resources. He serves as acting hotel operations and HR manager since operations manager from between 2017 to 2019. His experience includes front office manager for various years or many years and assistant front office manager. He has climbed the ranks with over 3 decades of expertise, and we're honored to have his wisdom on today's panel as well. Welcome, Bernardo. Bernardo, are you there? There you go.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bernardo. Welcome.
Oh, sorry. I've been trying to join the team. I've managed to get connected, to this. I've called all my team here to assist me. I thought I was late, and I'll miss this opportunity to share and learn the experience from the others from our sector. I would like to thank our Honorable High Commissioner Manuela for this opportunity that we were given to talk about our hotel. Yeah, that's exactly what exactly would like us to share. I did not get properly what was the answer, or what would you like me
No,
to share.
fantastic. No worries. So welcome. Also just to note that Bernardo is the Human Resources and Operations Manager at Polana Hotel. So
Yes,
we've
yes.
obviously chatted to our esteemed panelists, and they've given us some insight into Mozambique and some sort of key landmarks and sort of areas or regions within Mozambique, cultural sort of elements that a travel trade should be positioning Mozambique as in terms of a destination of choice. But coming from the accommodation sector, probably what I want to know from you is, over the years, and we've chatted around the travel landscape that's changed since COVID, especially. We've also chatted around travel trade and how they sell the destination. But from an accommodation sector, what changes have you seen in recent years, specifically when it comes to hotels?
I would say the COVID have taught us to reinvent ourselves. The way we used to do business wasn't the same as we used to do before. So we as a hotel and throughout our experiences, this is a hotel with a lot more of experience of in this industry. We have adjusted ourselves to today's needs, understanding the demands and the trends of the new scenario, the new way of doing business. And the Polana Hotel is adjusting ourselves according to the guests, understanding the perception of where we are moving in terms of guest demand.
Fantastic. So the Polana Hotel is a high-end establishment. So I'm going to ask you what trends you are noticing in terms of luxury travel demands in Maputo, and how is the Polana Serena Hotel adapting to these travel trends?
We've called the Polana Serena as the Grand Dame of Africa. And of course, it's in a contemporary hotel where through our center of existence, we understand that the demand, and where Maputo is not in a hub along with others. So we also understand that this is a one-stop place where we don't look at the price. We understand that the service is what more important to our guests. So that's the advantage. That's we'll focus ourselves on it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to move over back to Her Excellency. Her Excellency, I just want to ask you, we've touched briefly on visas, and there's a number of destinations that are now visa-free, but looking at the South African market, I want to focus on any special resources that you would recommend to travel agents in terms of access to Mozambique, and how does the embassy facilitate more South African tourism to Mozambique?
Okay. Let me just, first of all, just in saying that Mozambique is well represented in South Africa, because South Africa for us is a strategic country, and we believe also for Mozambique is a strategic for South Africa, especially for tourism and even for other business. But for tourism, we have embassy, our embassy High Commission in Pretoria. We have a consulate general in Johannesburg that covers Gauteng, Northwest, and Free State. We have a consulate in Cape Town that covers Western Cape and Northern Cape. We have a consulate in KwaZulu-Natal that definitely covers KwaZulu-Natal and Eastern Cape. And we have a consulate in Nelspruit that covers Mpumalanga and Limpopo. So you can see that Mozambique is really well represented in South Africa to facilitate the tourism, the business and business. With South Africa, because of the region, especially in the space of the regional integration of SADC, we have exemption visas. We have exemption of visas for tourism, we have exemption of visas for visitors, we have exemption for business. The only visa that we are still working on is a working visa and student visa, that we still have a visa that we have to ask visa in both countries. But there is a lot of facilitation. So now, as Abdullah said, we have exemption for many countries. Almost 30 countries, they have exemption of visas. There is online visa. So definitely what the consulates and the embassy they used to have as a big work and challenge issue visas and whatever. So now definitely we don't have that overload. People, they can easily travel, just decide I'm going to Mozambique and ask visa in the border. Right? We're talking about other countries except South Africa. South Africa will have exemption, as I said. So we are there to facilitate, especially the business people, students, our community. As you know, we have the biggest diaspora here in South Africa. So you could see when it's time of Christmas, New Year, Easter, you find like 7,000 kilometers of in the border for people to go back to home. So we don't facilitate only for South Africa or other people, but also for Mozambicans that are going home, but also their facilities to do their own tourism in Mozambique. So maybe I can just stop here saying that we are here to definitely to facilitate. Mozambique is here to facilitate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. That's great. I'm going to move back to you, Bento, if you don't mind. And I'm going to move on to authentic travel experiences. So I think one of the greatest trends that has emerged of recent years is that travelers really want to immerse themselves in a destination and have a real authentic experience, whether that's really integrating themselves with local communities. Gastronomy's also come to the fore in terms of being an emerging trend. People love to go away and eat local authentic cuisine of a country. So there's quite a few sort of trends that have shaped and shifted customers and travelers in terms of wanting a unique experience. Can you highlight for us some of the sort of regions or areas where travelers can get a real authentic Mozambican experience and really immerse themselves in the culture and the people?
Oh, thank you, Kim, one more time. Just regarding this question, according to our strategic plan of development of tourism in Mozambique, we defined 5 priority destinations. And if you move to the south of Mozambique, we can find in Maputo 2 main destinations. And those destinations, you find the combination between the beach and the conservation areas. It means there's coastline and inland. Between these services that you can find there, we've been encouraged, and this is something that has happened in the conservation area, beside the luscious investment that you can find there. So we have some local lodge, which are guided from the local community. And what we would get from this service is that although the tourists come for standard service or high-level service, so they have opportunities to join the community, because there's some of tourists that come from Mozambique, they want to be in contact with the reality of the country or the destinations. So the training that we've been making is in order those local communities who are running those small projects, so they've been able, in order to assist in very good condition. So we can start from Maputo. When you go to Ponta Douro, you have a lot of investments on the beach, but also you go to see some investments on the conservation area. We call that Maputo National Park. And if you move to Gaza province, we have the Limpopo National Park, which is connected with the Kruger National Park. There you see some investment that the community are running there. If you move up to Vilanculos, you find Bazaruto National Park, and on the other side you find Zinab National Park. On those places you find community projects there. The goal or the target that we have for those investments is just to preserve the local tradition, and so diversify the service, because most of the time when we have the big investments, they care about high level service, and although our legislation also encourage that in order just they to preserve some local food, you find, for example, such as frango zambeziane, is the Zambian chicken, and also you find the matapa with crabs. Matapa, you get this food is made by flowers from cassava. You see, is very famous. And when you go to many of the restaurants, I believe even in the Plan Hotel, you can find it like local food. So we are not going to move to talk about many other, because it varies. If you go around the country, in many places it varies. But basically, we are focused on this. Also, most of the place we have some live music you can find in the restaurants, some hotels for certain days of the week. So those are the conditions that the men of hotels and restaurants, so they create in order just to put together the local community, local residents, and also the visitors like tourists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bento. That's great. And I'm going to obviously pick up on that. We know Mozambique offers a variety of experiences. There's the wildlife experiences, there's a beach, there's a city experience. It also caters for a big business market as well. But I'm going to flip my attention over to you, Bernardo, and I'm going to touch on the needs of business travelers. Can you kind of loop us into how the Polano Serena Hotel is catering for the needs of business travelers, considering that Maputo is a growing business hub? Are you still with us, Bernardo? I don't know. I'm going to move on then. Mohammed, yes.
Yes. I would like to say something on that, if you allow me.
Sure, go for it. Go for it.
I would say that we in our stories. First of all, let me just a small mistake that was done on the introduction. I am the president of tourism department in CTA and not the chairman of CTA, and the president of tourism department in CPLP also. Just to be clear on that. We have a program that we are working on in order, as I explained on my introduction, in order to capture, capitalize this business hub that Maputo is. Not just Maputo, but we are working on a national wise in all provinces, in all cities. We are working, and we want to launch it on the fair that we will have Ficani, as you know, in end of November, where we will do also a workshop with all the hotels, with all the main persons, especially that receive receptionists, etc., from the hotels, in order to prepare them to take this chance and the opportunity when receiving people, to make them do tourism. And how we have prepared QR code that we will, in a joint venture with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, with Cotur and CTA, will be like a board in the reception where the client, the traveler can go online with the QR code and have the information about all the tourism activities that he can do, all the tourism information that he can have on the province, on the city where he is. And not just that, and have links in order to have prices of tours, prices of activities, and have this on a certain way that can be easy to him to do tourism activities on his leisure moments or in his free time. So this will be very soon available in all hotels in Mozambique.
That's great news. Thank you so much.
And of course, this will be shared with all our embassies and to all markets, especially for the South African market, no? And in order to make them have this information and to sell also, no, about the tourism, about the activities and all that can be done in Mozambique.
That's fantastic. And we'll definitely stay in touch that we can communicate that to ASATA members as well.
Yes.
Bernardo, I'm going to then ask you the same question, but obviously related to the Polano Hotel itself. So how are you adapting to the growing sort of business tourism or business traveler market in terms of the Polano Serena Hotel?
Can you hear me? I think it's a problem of communication. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah. Thank you again. Difficulties with the connection here. So most business travelers seek for one-stop shop, and is what Polano is. We are prepared to host all kinds of corporate events, meetings, and also cater for families. We have the advantage of being close to diplomatic entities, public services, private corporations, and major convention centers where some of them is in a walking distance. So we also care about the health and the emotional part of the travelers. We have a Maisha spa where we have areas for guests and travelers to relax and where we, after a long day of doing business, needs a place where they can get ourselves in mind relaxed. So that's what exactly Polano is offering to the travelers.
Fantastic. It sounds great. I wouldn't mind being at the Polano Hotel today, relaxing. I'm going to also ask you with regards to the Polano Hotel. So it's an iconic landmark. I think a lot of people that are familiar with Maputo know of the Polano Serena Hotel. It has a rich history in Maputo. Can you share how the hotel's heritage is preserved while meeting the modern traveler's needs?
Oh, talking like I say in the beginning, it's a classic and contemporary hotel with a continuous innovation, we have been learning and adjusting our product to meet those needs. So having the best product for all segments in the market, the best and highly motivated and team of associates. Also through our management style, where we aim to be the best in our customer service in the market in Maputo. And we're also constantly investing in developing our associates, where with the skills to serve and understand the guest needs. So that's exactly what we're doing.
Thank you so much. I'm now going to go back to Her Excellency, and this is one of the questions that I am most excited to ask. So, Her Excellency, if there's one place in Mozambique that you think is a must-try for first-time visitors to Mozambique, what is that?
Mozambique. Mozambique is so huge. It's fortunately or unfortunately, we have a capital in the south, but as you know, it's 800,000 square kilometers. The country, we have 2,500, almost 3,000, let's say, kilometers of beach, of sea. So it's really a huge country. I could just say that if you speak about Mozambique, if you go to Ilha de Moçambique, is in the northern part of Mozambique, it's in Nampula. I think Mr. Bento, Mr. Abdullah, they'll speak about it. It's really beautiful, historical. It's where normally the Arabic, they used to come through the Indian Ocean and stop in Ilha de Moçambique and do business. And from there, they go to Zanzibar. So you have a lot of historical, how to call it, heritage for Africa, but also for Middle East, you know, especially Oman, you know. So yeah, I can just tell you that if the tourists, they can just go to the northern part, they go to Nampula and the Nacala and Ilha de Moçambique, it will just be wonderful. But also in Maputo, we have a lot of historical heritage places. Like if you go, we have a museum, a lot of museums, historical museums that they have there in Maputo. But also you have the CPM building. It's one of the 10 beautiful buildings. When you say CPM, it's a railways. Our railways headquarters. It's one of the 10th beautiful buildings in the world, no? When we talk about the heritage. But also, definitely, there is a lot. I think Bernardo, he didn't speak, just to tell you that Pulana Hotel for us is one of the emblematic hotels in the country. Most of us, even as Mozambicans, when we're there and then we go to Pulana, we are always proud to be in Pulana Hotel. There is a lot of hotels, definitely, a lot of hotels and beautiful hotels. But I can just highlight this, definitely. Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. You're not off the hook just yet. I want to ask you, what is your favorite personal travel experience in Mozambique? If I could say to you today, Excellency, we are going on a trip, what would your favorite experience be?
You know, most of us Mozambicans, we still need to work a little bit and know the country, okay? Some of us were privileged through the work. We've been visiting the whole country. I think I just miss one province that is Niassa, and I'll go there, you can be sure. But most of this privilege that I had, as I told you, the country is very long, it's very big. So most of Mozambicans that are in the south, they don't know even the south, because in the south you have 3 provinces, you have Maputo, you have Gaza, you have Nyambane, okay? And they're huge province, each one of them. I can just tell you that if you leave Maputo to go to Gaza, you have around 300 kilometers from 300 kilometers just to reach maybe 350 kilometers to reach in Shashai, the capital of the Gaza. If you go to Nyambane, just to reach Nyambane, it's around 600. If you go to Vilankulu, you have to go 800. You're talking about the south, okay? So if you ask me where to go, maybe I'll be a little bit biased. I'll tell you Nyambane. I'll tell you Nyambane because I think Mr. Bento Nyasengo, you'll tell you that yes, it's one of the provinces that in terms of tourism, I think it gives us around 60% of our contribution of tourism to the GDP. It comes from Nyambane. We have a beautiful islands. They used to, historically, they call the people of Nyambane the people of the land of good people, the land of good people. They said terra de boa gente in Portuguese, because definitely it's a real beautiful province, and given everything that a country can really want and the tourists can really want as far as tourism is concerned. So maybe a little bit biased. I'm biased because my parents they're from Nyambane, but I can advise you to go to Nyambane. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. That's phenomenal. Bento, I'm going to move on to you. So I know I've never been to Mozambique. It's on my list to do. And I definitely want to go to Cotur Beach. I believe Cotur Beach is the best place to go if you want to snorkel and experience the sort of under the sea wildlife or sea life, if I can put it that way. But Bento, I'm going to ask you the same question. If there's a first-time traveler that wants to go to Mozambique, what do they need to do? Where should they be going to experience the best of Mozambique during their trip?
Okay, thank you, Kim. First of all, I would like to just follow the suggestion from our ambassador. During her speech, she handed to me some responsibility. Firstly, just to add, she talked about Mozambique Island. Just to remind you that remember that Mozambique Island, it was the first capital of Mozambique. So it means that that place has a very, very, very important history for Mozambique and is history. Also because of that localization, so you can find signs from Mozambique, signs from Mauritius, Zanzibar, as the ambassador say, Comoros. You see, you find a combination of many cultures on that place. So that makes the Mozambique Island very, very typical place to do. Is one place to recommend, to suggest someone who is looking for history service or attractions. I can recommend to go to Mozambique Island. But if you go back to second part of your question, if I have to suggest first-time traveler, so I'm quite suspicious because natural from Nyambane province. I've been working there for 6 years, Nyambane. But in terms of statistics, as the ambassador says, in Nyambane province, in terms of its contribution for the number of beds, it takes almost 4% of beds all around the country. And is the capital of tourism in Mozambique because of this, and is the place where people from all around the world like to go to visit. There is one important information about that. Is normal to find people who knows very well some place is in Nyambane province, like Vilankulu, like Tofu, but they don't know many details about Mozambique or Nyambane province. So I think those two places makes Nyambane a very important place, and I have no way to suggest another place them to suggest for first-time traveler to go to visit Nyambane. not only because of these activities that the travel or the tourists can develop on the sea, but they have opportunity just to share those people. As the ambassador said, that Nyambane is a land of good people. The people from there, they are very kind and very honest. So I think not. I don't mean that other people from Mozambique, other part of Mozambique, are not, but the province is known by this situation. So I'll suggest the first-time traveler to go to Inhambane province. In Inhambane province, I recommend Vilanculos or Tofu. If the person can combine those places, I think is good. Also, it's good because we have the new roads, so it's easy to travel, to fly from Johannesburg to Vilanculos and combine to Nyambane as well. So I think it's a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. In this in short time, the person can go to this place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's great. Mohammed, I'm going to ask you the same question, but I'm going to flip it on its head. And I'm going to ask you, if there's a business traveler that's coming into Maputo for business, for argument's sake, and they wanted to extend their stay in Mozambique, is there anything that you would recommend that they do or see to obviously get the most out of their trip?
Yes, of course. If they come to Maputo, I will say they have to go for 1 day on the Maputo Bay, rent a boat, and go to Iñaca Island, Santa Maria. On that places we have very clean waters. They can do snorkeling. They can have a lunch there. They can stay in Mashangulu. And on another day, they can go to the Maputo National Park to see the animals. And on the same day, maybe they can go to Ponta Douro, stay there 1 night. Now we have also we have a few in Maputo National Park, few lodges, very good lodges, some of them by the beach, and a mix of you can see the animals and you can swim in the beach also. So there is a lot of activities that can be done in Maputo. And if they have a few days more, they can go to Belém. It's only 180 kilometers from Maputo, and there is a paradise there in San Martino and other lodges that are there. So we are very rich in tourism. We have the best product in tourism, in natural resources. So, and our weather is always very good, and most of all our gastronomy, as my colleagues were explaining. So there is a lot to do in Maputo, just in Maputo. And if I go more deep, then I will keep talking here, and we have not much time, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You've touched on gastronomy, and that's going to probably be our last question. And I'm going to go around to all our esteemed panelists. So I am a massive foodie. I love experiencing local cuisine. But I'm going to start with I think I'm going to start with Bernardo. I'm going to ask you, Bernardo, could you discuss the role of local cuisine and culinary experiences at the Polana Serena Hotel in enhancing the guest experience? So maybe you could chat us through that. Bernard, I'm just checking, you still there?
I think Bernard is having always trouble with this
technical issues.
Trouble.
There we go.
I'm having, okay, having trouble. I might say that video. I might say in trouble here. I must say that we are well represented in South Africa. High Commission have just said all about the Pulana, so thank you very much. But going to the local cuisine, people and guests visiting Pulana, they have a very high expectation. So we go extra mile and deep into Mozambique roots type of cuisine so that we don't disappoint the expectation. So we prepare our meals, paying attention to the trends and the contemporary tastes. We create a very nice and delicious dishes with the local ingredients, following international cooking standards and hygiene. And Mozambique is known itself by its variety of culinary and specialties. So the Grand Dame, the duty to transmit and to that part of our culture to our clients, the local ones and international ones. So in our daily food service, a variety of local dishes is available. Guest experience, what they've said, we have matapa, we have galinha, frango zambiziana. It's a lot. So we do emphasize, and this is one of our also point of sale that we do care about the local cuisine.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, I'm going to move on to you. I'm going to ask you a final question. And of course, we're staying on the topic of food. What is your favorite authentic Mozambican dish or street food or restaurant that you would recommend to anyone that's coming over to Mozambique?
It's really very difficult to speak about the food, that my favorite food. You know why? There is our national food. They have a lot of variety, depending on the province, that we are talking about. But definitely, we can say that the matapa is well known in Mozambique. Matapa has Nyasengo has tried to describe. It's the leaf of cassava, and that leaf, it has a lot of iron. Okay. But the beautiful our cassava, because the really cassava is used, the leaf of cassava, they're used around the Southern Africa, even East Africa. But our cassava, our matapa is different. It's really very thin. Has prepared. We put there the coconut milk. We put there the milk of the how to call it? Okay. But there is crab. There is crab. Or there is prawns. It's really very rich and very nice nice plate. So I can really recommend anyone to eat matapa. But the people don't know prawns of Mozambique, because of our water that are very warm, and because that our sea is fed also by the rivers. So the river, they bring a lot of food for our seafood. So our prawns, crabs, they're just beautiful and very nice. So that's why most of the people, they know our prawns. But we have a lot of curries, no? That's why I said there is a lot of influence from India also. So we have a lot of curries also that you can benefit. But if you go to northern part, you'll have other food that is just wonderful. So a restaurant in Maputo, you have a variety of restaurants. I like to go to restaurants, hotels, because of branches like Hotel Pulana, all the variety of food, including, as the director I've talked about, Bernardo, but also have others like Southern Sun, most of them. But we have also a nice restaurant, a wonderful restaurant, but I can tell you the Zambi restaurant, but also Bongafu. There is a lot. I cannot just speak about, I can be biased because I represent the whole country. But let me just finish saying, we have launched 3 planes, 3 flights from here, from Joburg, okay? One of them is 2 months ago. One of them is Joburg, Vilanculos. Okay, we spoke about a lot of Vilanculos, you know. And then one of after that we launch another one with LIM. Talk about LIM. Launch another one, flight from Joburg to Inhambane province. At the same time, we launch Joburg Beta. Okay, so we're covering the whole country, Mozambique from Joburg. So easy for tourism to fly, and also for tourists to travel and go to Mozambique and visit Mozambique. So I really wanted to say that now LIM is launching Mozambique, Maputo, Lisbon, and now they have Lisbon, Maputo, no, Joburg, and then also Maputo, Joburg, Lisbon, with the wonderful prices. I'm talking about the LIM because our CEO from LIM, he had a problem. The father-in-law passed away, so that's why he didn't join us. So that's why I'm trying to bring a little bit the LIM developments now, just to help facilitate tourism from Joburg to Maputo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, and our deepest condolences to you, Yael. I'm going to ask Bento the same question, and then I'm going to also ask Mohammed just to follow after. Your favorite Mozambican dish and something that you would recommend to anyone going over to Mozambique. What do they need to try? Bento, over to you.
Thank you very much, Kim. So as our ambassador said, so it's difficult to talk about food in Mozambique. So I would like to share with you some small details. Like you see, along the coastline, for those provinces around the coastline, the gastronomy and the cuisine vary. It is based more on the seafood. You see, for example, based on fish. In the fish group, you can find the redfish, stonefish, barracuda, and so on. Also, you can find lobster, crabs, prawns. You see, so it's just to recommend. It will be important just to advise, just to follow this kind of option that we have. And if you move to inland, so you find also fish, but from the lakes, lagoons, also from river. So also the meat, cow meat, you can find there. So this kind of mix, it has to be what can be more interesting for in this case, for the tourists. So we suggest all this. And from me, in my case, because I come from coastline land, so I would like to suggest, I think that a good fish, like grilled fish, it is something very good. And it varies from different points of the Mozambique. If you go to Gaza province, they have the way to prepare it. If you move to Inhambane, they have. So it can be a very interesting experience just based on the seafood.
Fantastic, thank you. I don't know about anyone else, but my stomach is grumbling from all this talk of food.
All right, yes.
Mohammed, I'm going to ask you, a Mozambican food or a dish that you highly recommend that somebody has to try if they're coming to Mozambique?
I have a problem. My family, we are from the north. My wife is from the south. My in-laws are from the center. So I have a mixed. I will say I love matapa, prepared on the north type. It is with cashew nuts. It is very good. This morning I didn't have any breakfast, so my stomach is also scrambling here. Prawns, grilled prawns. You know, our prawns are the best of the world, and lobsters. So It's I think all the food from Mozambique is amazing. I travel a lot. I'm in the travel industry, and when I'm traveling, I miss a lot our food. So I think one of the most principal things from Mozambique is the food and the taste. The taste, as Her Excellency was explaining, we have a mix of our national, traditional, also Indian and also Portuguese influence. So we have a very good, very tasty food in Mozambique. So it's not a very easy question.
No, I know. When we talk about food, it's never easy, right?
Especially from Mozambique.
Exactly. I definitely know I've been told I have to have piri piri when I come over. It's the best thing in the world, so that's definitely on my list as well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. We do have a question. So Pina has asked, a lot of people are talking about, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Bellini. How is the area for a first-time traveler, and do they have activities for tourists? I don't know if you want to maybe answer this, Her Excellency, or Bento, or even Mohammed.
They're talking about the billionaire. I think Mohammed
Yes.
and the single, they'll ask, they'll really, but maybe just one thing that I can share is really tourist place. The water just warm, as you said, just beautiful blue, no? Just beautiful water. And the people of Belen Masia, of Gaza, they're just wonderful. Even now that we speak Portuguese and that speak our traditional language, they speak Shangana, but everyone there try to speak English just to help tourists. So maybe what I can say is that definitely it's a beautiful place to go, as recommended by Abdullah. No? Maybe Abdullah can just say something and sing about the Bileni.
Fantastic.
I would say Belen is a paradise. I have visited a lot of places in Asia, in Middle East, in all around the world. I have been on many places, but a place like Belen, where you have very clear beach, where you have places like San Martino, where you are staying like on the sand of the beach. You are sleeping on the sand of the beach. Your room or your house, it is just on the sand of the beach, and the peace, the cleanliness, and as Her Excellency mentioned, the humbleness of the people and the way they treat you, I think is the best place of the world to go for holidays and to rest. I just love it. I just love it. It is amazing, and you can go with that beach buggies or quad bikes around the coast, and you see you go to the other side where you go to the ocean, and the purity and the cleanliness, it's natural that you find there. It is amazing. I think there is no similar on any other part, or at least for what I visited till now. It is amazing, and I advise everyone that have the chance to go there together. Whenever I receive people from outside, visitors, especially on the diplomatic field where I'm also there, I when I have a chance, wherever we have a day, I have to take them to Belen, because there they will see what is what is Mozambique, and what is the potential of Mozambique in tourism.
That's phenomenal. Well, you've sold me. I would rather be in Mozambique today sitting on the beach, having the best food in the world, than sitting in our office. Thank you so much. We've had some comments from our attendees saying thank you so much for such an insightful webinar. That's all the time we have for today. But Rodrigo, I'm going to hand back over to you. But before I do that, Her Excellency, I don't know if there's anything that you want to say just before we close off.
No, for me, I just wanted to thank Embassy Direct, especially Ambassador Rodrigo, for giving us these platforms for people to know the country. Because sometimes you realize that most of the people in South Africa or whatever, they don't know the country. No, that's why if you ask most of the South Africa, I'm talking the majority, they'll tell you that they don't know Mozambique. So just to thank. It's the second time that Embassy Direct is giving an opportunity to Mozambique to speak about Mozambique. No? So really want to just thank you and thank all my panelists now. Just wonderful. And you, Kim, always there preparing everything. So thank you very much also. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. And just to remind everyone that the recording will be available afterwards. What we'll do is we'll also add some resources in terms of where you can find it. But thank you to everyone for being a part of our panel to close off.
I would like to thank now all of the attendees and the panelists, especially to Her Excellency High Commissioner Maria Lucas, to Kim for her support today, and we'd like to invite our readers and viewers. Still this month, on the 29th, we are bringing South Korea, and on the 12th of December, Czech Republic to wrap for this year. So once again, thanks to everyone, and hope that we see you in Mozambique very soon. Bye-bye.